Okay, and welcome back to lesson 3 of our Scratch coding videos. On the last video, we went through basically how to make the different sort of levels happen. So we talked about the idea of if your health got greater than 200, I'd started at 100, but if it got greater than 200, then the ball would hide. Okay, so they would just disappear. And if your health got better, greater than 200, it switched the backdrop to basically make it go to the new level. But what it didn't show you was what happens when you go to reset the game and the game doesn't start because none of the ball parts came back. So basically that would mean that what you'd have to do with these things is just a real simple code, which basically when you click the game to start again, that you show the ball back again. And then now that ball will come back, but the other ones didn't come back yet. So basically what we're saying is once the ball gets over 200, once the score gets over 200, your ball disappears, but there's no coding in there for it to come back. So all we have to do now is just should be able to hopefully just duplicate this, drag that into there, and drag that into there, and now hopefully they should all come back. Okay, so now all those balls come back and they still work as normal, but there's no actual thing. So let's say if I had my character actually deliberately try to lose this game, there's no sort of downside to what happens if you actually do get into the negative. At this point in time, it just goes to that. So hopefully now you should be able to start thinking about how you would actually do this without my help. Let's see if we can use some of the coding we've already got and just adapt that a little bit. So let's just duplicate this one, which says when clicked, if my health gets bigger than 200, I'm going to switch to that one. Okay. Well, what about, we can't use that. So we're going to have to use the other one, which is lower than, less than. So let's just grab the health one. So now we're saying if my health gets lower than, well, 0, then we're not going to switch to that backdrop. We're going to have another backdrop. Actually, let's make our own one. Why can't I just make my own one? I thought it was easy. Well, we'll just use someone else's. Let's just use blue sky. Okay, now this blue sky one, we're going to try to change that backdrop, and we're going to write text in which we say game over. Okay, now that's not big enough, obviously, so we're going to make that bigger like that. And obviously I don't like that text color because you can't see it properly. We're going to change that to black. Okay, so let's start the game. Start the game, but there's no actual thing. So we'll go back to our coding. So if my health gets lower than 0, I'm going to switch the backdrop to blue sky. Okay, let's see if that works. Okay, so I'm going to go down, deliberately try and lose this game. Okay, gets to below 0. It says game over, but it doesn't stop. So the same thing applies. Firstly, remember the one about the health? If the health gets higher than 200, then everything hides. Same thing applies, but the opposite way. If my health gets, if my health gets lower than 0, I also want it to hide. And I'm going to put that one also in the other two as well. Because whatever you do to one of the ball parts, you have to do the other ones as well. So let's have a look. So now if it gets higher than 200, it all hides, and when it gets lower than 200, it all hides. Oh, why didn't that blue one come back? Let's have a look, make sure. I don't know why it didn't come back. Let's make sure we do it again. When that happens, we want your character to show up. Great. Okay. Sorry, I don't know why I was trying to win just then. Let's go back to making sure we lose this game. Okay, nearly there. No, now I can't even lose even when I want to lose. Okay, it all stops. You might want to then have a thing also when it gets to less than 0. We might, to make it really, we might try to have a sound. That's a horrible sound. Let's record our own sound. Allow. Why is that still going? Wow, wow. Okay. Let's save that. I don't know why we can still hear the pop sound. So I'm going to stop. Okay, let's. Oh, I really should go in and check that sound because I'm sure it sounds amazing. Okay, let's hear it. Beautiful. Okay, I don't know if you heard that on your mics, but it was beautiful. Absolutely amazing recording device there from Mr. West. All right, let's go back, see if we can make sure we lose this game. Why didn't it work? Oh, come on. That's the best part of the game. Well, I guess, let's throw that sound part. I can hear it again now. Okay. Let's throw the sound part into, maybe it was in the wrong coding. Maybe I should put it in that one. Okay, let's try that again. It's all good learning curves. So everything you do, don't be too hard on yourself because all of it's, as long as you're knowing where the problems are coming from, it's all a really good problem solving exercise. Still can't hear that sound, so I don't know what's going on. Maybe it's play sound instead. Maybe that's why it went wrong. Let's try. Once again, amazing sounds. Stop. Don't want to hear that. Okay. Okay, thank you. Don't need that in my life. Okay. I'm assuming now that would work. I don't really want to go back and record my voice again, so let's just move on. So now you've got a character that also moves up and moves down, but the only thing we haven't got is when your character does move through to the next level because it wins, it doesn't actually happen. Nothing happens because you haven't made any sort of second level. So let's just make sure that what I'm saying makes sense. So as you go through and you win second level, nothing actually happens. So what we could now do is we're going to make a third sprite, a fourth sprite. This one, we might make them look a bit different because it gets a bit boring if we do the same thing as before. So we're going to make this one a basketball. Why did that button come off? I have no idea. Okay, let's make it a basketball. Now, so we don't have to code too much, we're going to use some of the coding we've already got. We're going to make sure that my character moves and bounces off the wall. Let's see if that works. Oh, it's already turned up. So, how does that work? Why does that not work? So this is where it gets interesting because we have to make our character, when this happens, it only shows up, it forever only shows up if your health gets greater than 200. Then it shows up. But otherwise than that, it's not turning up. Hopefully, it shouldn't turn up at all. Okay, let's have a look. Okay, why? Okay, firstly, I should make it so that when we start the game, I want you to hide straight away. Let's see if this works. Great. Okay, let's see if this works now. Once again, this is prolonged so much by the idea that I have to win this game before we get any further, and it's taking lots of valuable time out of my teaching, but I do it anyway. I'm sure there's an easier way, but this is the way that I've done it, and I'm too stubborn to change now. Really can't win this game. Okay, great. Perfect. So now we've got it going to level 2, and that character only shows up. Now, I think we should go back and really look at some of those steps I did. I made sure that my character, if the health got greater than 200, then it showed up. But I also made sure that as soon as I started the game, it hides straight away. It's really important that you do that. Otherwise, your character will be there from the start anyway. Let's change the direction of this guy as well. And the good thing is now that I've done that, I can also just perfectly just duplicate that as well. Except this one, the second one, is going to be costume. We're going to make him look a bit different. Sorry, we're going to change the color. Bucket, fill, make it green. Okay, I should make the other one visibly worse. So let's make, obviously, the red one would be the worst one and the green one would be the better one. But this time we're going to make it a bit harder because it's level 2. So what we'll do with this one is we'll just increase the steps of both of those characters so that they're both moving at twice the speed. Okay. So once we reset now, we go back through once again, try to win the game. Just can't even get up to 100 now. It's great. It's going to take forever. Okay. Wow. Okay. Really struggling now. Hit the wall of my skill level, and now I'm not sure what to do. Okay, great. Perfect. So now level 2 is happening, and this is way harder. Once again, you could pretty much steal the stuff off the other ones before. So the one about touching, about the health. So if you're touching ball 2, you change things to go down by 1. So that's the bad character. So you duplicate this, and now all you're doing is you're making basketball. Which one's the bad one? Basketball 1. Basketball 1's going to be that character as well. So I'm hoping it'll only lose points once I actually press restart, but that would work. And then I'm going to find a good character, which is the one that gains points. We're going to duplicate that, except this time it's if it's touching basketball 2, the green one, it's going to gain points as well. So now your characters, once again, please don't make me go back through this to prove that it works, but let's do it one more time. I swear there must be so many gamers, if they were watching this video, being shouting at the screen because I have no idea how to make this look easy. But, well, it's probably better to be taught by me, who's still learning. Okay, let's have a look. Great, perfect. Okay, so that's actually working. They're going up and down, and they do the same thing over and over again. You have these characters, and then you might have the threshold, the next point level as 300 points. So then you do another thing on both of those balls. If the health gets to 300, then they're going to hide, and you go back to this one. And you've already got that if the health got bigger than 200, you'd switch the backdrop to Rio. But now this one, it might be that if the health got higher than 300, say, it would go to another background, or it might just go to, let's just for the sake of the argument, let's just go to another blue sky one. And we'll go backdrops, blue sky 2, and we'll just make where this one says, you win. Okay. So now, basically, you'd say on your character, if you get to 300, then you go to blue sky 2, which means you win. All right, let's see if we can win this game. I promise you this is the last time you're going to have to watch me do this and painfully watch me try and win this game. But I'm sure you're just riveted, just on the edge of your seats. Cannot wait to see if I win this game. It's really big. Okay, let's have a look. Trying to win. Trying to avoid the red ball. Okay, now I know there's going to be problems because I haven't actually coded it properly yet. I just want to prove that I can actually, that it works. Once again, it's taking longer than I wanted it to, but come on. Okay, now I'm really struggling. Okay, there we go. You win, and they both stay there. So I would once again have a thing that if it gets to 300, you either make those characters hide or you make them all stop. But hopefully then it works. It's keep because I'm losing points. It's going back in and out of you win. Okay, so I hope that has showed you how you have your characters go down and lose the game, and how you progress through to a further level. Remember, the good thing about these videos, you can just keep going back and watching them if there's one part you didn't understand, and while you're doing it, you kind of stop, start, and see why yours might not have gone right. But it is a learning process, so please don't expect that you're going to get this first time, but every single time you do it, it gets easier and easier. All right. Thanks for watching. Next time we're going to get even harder. So thanks for watching this lesson. Thank you.